What was your like highest paid month you made as a UGC creator?
The highest, it was 7K, 7.5, that's pounds, yeah.
That's about $10,000.
You're seeing all these people doing like different business models and they're like 14 making like $1,000 in a day. Comparison is so difficult. Even though I'm 21 and I feel like I'm already behind.
This is Annalise. She's a 22-year-old university student who thought she was so behind on starting her journey to quit her job and make money through her phone. Then she decided there will never be a better time than now, so she jumped in, started creating content, and now she's here 6 months later.
I literally got paid the other day to go out to lunch with my mum 3 times, getting to travel to Indonesia soon and didn't have to ask anyone for time off. Most importantly, it's like mindset, someone who keeps your mindset positive, keeps you powering on.
You mentioned mindset multiple times. What's the biggest mindset lesson you learned?
I saw a lot of people always achieving success and I thought,
let's jump into the pod and see exactly how Annalise did it. Hi, Annalise.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm excited to be on here. It's lovely to chat with you. I mean, like following your content along and stuff. So it's always lovely to chat.
Absolutely. Let's jump into everything because I know you've had like a crazy journey with your UGC business and your content journey on social media, everything like that. And I want to dive in to see, to hear more about like how it's been for you because I know you went through some roadblocks. I know you went through some things that prevented you from scaling that you overcame. And I'd love to hear more about your story. But first, let's start off, Annalise, with like, you in an intro of yourself. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what your name is, how long you've been doing UGC for, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah, so I'm Annalise and I'm kind of based near London and I'm 22 and I've been doing UGC for, I did a couple of different like jobs for brands maybe 2 years ago, but really like focusing in on it for like a year or so, I would say. But yeah, I started off just doing it alongside working and then slowly I was able to build it up. And now creating content is my full-time job, which is amazing because it means I get to travel and do my hobbies that I love on the side as well.
So you're working. Were you working like a regular job before you started UGC?
Yeah, I transitioned. So I was doing like I kind of like downgraded bit by bit. I was doing like 9 to 5. Then I was working like part-time, like 30 hours a week that's when I was like really doing UGC properly on the side. And it got to the point where I was just like, I don't want to work for anyone like, or at least my boss right now, because he was a bit annoying. So then I built up UGC and that gave me the fuel and I turned that into my full-time job.
That's amazing. A lot of people, when they hear that people turn UGC into their full-time job, they're surprised because they don't know that this is like a real thing, you know? And I congratulate you because like this is an amazing thing. And a lot of people think that they have to quit their job right away and then start their business. But you gradually, as you should, you gradually left your job through your UGC business as you built it up, which is amazing. And how did you first find out about UGC?
I'm definitely one for like risk management. I'm ambitious, but I like risk management. So I think I first just saw people talking about it on Instagram and I liked making content anyway. I was always making random bits of content. So I was like, I'll give this a go. And I think I just applied on some random, I think I applied on backstage.com to quite a big one, which was like working for Meta. And obviously that paid ridiculously well. So I was like, oh, amazing. And then I started building it up from there. And that's where it came from. But it was literally just scrolling and I saw it on Instagram.
Wow. So you worked with Meta.
Yeah, Meta was my first client, which was probably setting myself up for unrealistic expectations. But I've worked with some pretty awesome brands that I never imagined I would have. So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
That's amazing. And I want to dive into that later on because it's not every day you hear someone that worked for Meta, which is insane. I want to hear more about that in a second. But you're doing this full time, right? UGC? How's that been?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. For me, that I know we've had conversations before about what people's goals are. And I mean, if your goal is money, it's definitely something that is achievable. For me, I think my main goal has always been to be fulfilled with Like I love writing books, and I love traveling and spending time with family. That's very important to me. And so UGC, of course, the money is great, but it's also a great way to actually connect with people that I love and do the things that I love. So it's been pretty cool. But yeah, I've been working on it, scaling it, I love it. I really enjoy it.
That's amazing. And when you first started UGC, were you a little bit like nervous to put yourself on camera? Or were you going through any camera shyness, or what was your like first attempt creating like your first UGC video?
Yeah, I would say not too much camera shyness, because I guess I've always enjoyed stuff like acting and whatnot. So I've been on camera before, but this was something different. And I guess it's weird because you're like, oh my gosh, are my friends going to see my face? And they did, but it was like really not that deep. Like they would send it to me, but like, look, you're on my video. I was like, oh, nice. So honestly, I mean, for anyone who is a bit camera shy, I think a lot of people overthink how much people look at the video. Like no one really cares that much. But it does take getting used to. Like you're editing your face all day and stuff like that. So yeah, but it wasn't too bad.
That's amazing. I like that mentality that, hey, yo, it's not that deep. And worst case scenario, they'll just send you an ad. Yeah, I think it's very inspiring because a lot of people, when they start UGC, they go through the camera shyness and they're like, oh my gosh, my friends would actually like I'd get canceled in my friend group if they saw me. But really, it's not that deep. And it's more of a cool thing now because more people are being like, exposed to the internet now, and more people, and like personally I'm from a small hometown, right? More people are being exposed to these things, and it's not that big of a deal moving forward. What would you tell that girl that's like just camera shy and she's just so nervous of what people think of her in her like hometown? What would you tell that girl to like maybe just try it out to see if she likes it?
Yeah, I mean, I literally was that girl. I mean, back in school when TikTok was Musically, I had Musically, and I managed to grow an account to 20k, and then people from my school started finding it, and I got so shy. And what I've kind of discovered is all those people that either talk behind your back, which means I don't even know that you've been talking about me, or if you want to say it to my face, it's like it's really not that deep. Because I actually discovered a lot of the girls who were saying it to me had TikTok themselves, and they just hadn't grown their account yet. And so I don't know. I just think now I'm a little bit older and I'm getting on now. I'm 22. I just think, will I destroy my own dreams just because I'm scared that someone else is going to talk about me? Like I now get to make my own money, be my own boss, do my own hobbies, and I would not give that up for the world, even if some random person from school is going to talk about me. So yeah, I'd just say like, I think you've got to block it out sometimes. I know it's hard, but
Yeah, I
the
like that.
price.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that you had a little bit background of being on camera and acting and things like that. Would you say that someone needs that background to actually find success with UGC, or do you say that set you apart from most creators, or do you think that you had an edge, or that you just already have, or like what do you think?
I don't think you need a background in acting. I mean, the whole point of UGC is to be authentic. And so, honestly, the more authentic you are, I think skills are definitely evolved, but it's not acting. I think skills are, caring about the psychology of the product and how to get it across and just having some camera presence. But it's definitely stuff that you can teach yourself. Like a lot of people could pick up a camera, and if they dedicated themselves, they could learn it. But no, I think the only thing that I guess acting helped with was being comfortable on camera. But again, that's something you can probably teach yourself, just by practice.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, everything is a game of like practice and consistency. So if you put practice and consistency into it, you can find a way with it. You had to do it at one point in your life when it comes to acting and being on camera prior. So I think that's a great point there. And when you started UGC and started getting some traction with it, you said your first brand deal was Meta. Moving forward after Meta though, like how did you end up scaling your business, and what roadblocks did you kind of go through that kind of set you like down and put you in a place where you're like, okay, I got to solve this problem? Like what problems did you go through?
Yeah. So after I did the work with Meta, I was like, okay, I actually see this being a job. So I set up my profile, and I think my first struggle was just knowing what to post and stuff like that. And I guess I think I was trying to worm my way in a little bit. And the main roadblock was trying to worm my way in before I'd learned the skills. Like, I look back at my first UGC video, and I'm sure everyone will say this, that it was pretty crap. It was pretty bad. And that's fine. That's fine. You know, it was a roadblock, but practice makes perfect. So I just kept practicing, building up my brand and I mean, my brand, we've discussed this before, but my brand is pretty abysmal. It's not great, but I still managed to get people because I was pouring more and more effort into my videos that I was making for clients. So you get repeat clients and stuff like that. And then we kept working up, and now we're at a great point where, as I say, it's like my full-time job.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you said your brand is like a little bit smaller. I know you have like under 1,000 followers on social media. Do you think that you need like a ton of followers to grow? Or like, do you think people, because the biggest misconception in the industry is that you need to be an influencer to land paid brand deals. Like, how did you kind of get over that misconception, and how did you operate moving forward after?
Yeah, I mean, I learned pretty quickly that an influencer and a UGC creator are completely different things. I mean, if you're an influencer, you probably do need a bit of a following, but the whole point of UGC is you don't. And I've got like 700 followers, and I've still had people contacting me saying that we'd like to work with you because we saw your videos, or even if I'm applying on platforms, and I just have just the examples of my portfolio, and they don't even see my social media. They don't particularly care. Like, if I can do a good job, I can do a good job, because it's not meant for my socials, it's meant for yours. So yeah, I don't think it's very important at all.
Sure. And then how are you landing essentially collabs? Are you getting it through your Instagram? Are you pitching in some way, shape, or form? Like, what are you doing to actually land paid brand deals, especially from companies like Meta?
Yeah, it's a combination. It's a combination of emailing them, like just through platforms, and emailing the person in charge. It's a combination of using like platforms such as Coley and Twirl, Backstage, stuff like that. And then sometimes through personal brand as well. And then one of the main ones at the moment for me is repeat clients. Like, if I've got a client and I did a good job for them, more often than not, they'll come back. And so a large percentage of it literally comes from that as well.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So you put essentially systems together to actually pitch and land deals. And then also some obviously came from your Instagram and social media, but it was kind of a mixture of both, it seems like.
Yeah, it's literally that. It was kind of snowball effect. Like, it was applying to a lot of stuff at first, getting in my practice, and then when I start pitching and setting systems in place for emails to send out every single week, and then from that you'll get a yes, and then you do a good job, and then they come back. So it kind of snowballs and stuff like that.
That's amazing. And then for you, how did you balance working a job or going to university and doing UGC and also living your day by day life, like all together in one? How did you go about that and balance that to actually build a profitable business with so many obligations?
Yeah, I think when you're first starting out, if you do have a full-time job, I was just doing it in the cracks whenever I could. You know, I'd apply in the evenings or in the mornings, and then more often than not on the weekends as well. Even if it was like an hour or two a week is better than nothing. And then I'd do a couple of jobs there. And then once I was making a decent amount of money from that, I was like, okay, so then I can go to a part-time job. And I did that for quite a while. And then I was kind of earning more from the UGC, and I was not enjoying the part-time job. So I just made the jump. But it was literally just doing it in the cracks in between whenever I could, really.
Yeah, sure. So you kind of squeezed the juice out of your day and
Yeah.
you made it work just because you essentially had the will to do it.
Yeah, I wanted it. I really did, because I don't know. I think obviously a 9 to 5 can be super draining to come home and do something else. But for me, it was more like fuel, because I was like, oh my God, I don't enjoy this. So it was like, right, okay, let's fuel that and use that, not anger, but just uncomfortableness, and kind of put that into pitching and applying. Yeah.
And what would you tell maybe that girl that's listening, that's working a 9 to 5 or going through the 9 to 5 trap? What would you tell her if she essentially wants to like take that step, but she is concerned about time and she's concerned about commitment with UGC? What advice would you give her essentially?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to time, that this is exactly what I did. It was risk management because I had a job, and so I was like, oh, it's going to take too much time. The thing is when it becomes your full-time job, obviously, then time completely changes because you've got so much more time on your hands. So I just sort of saw it as like a temporary sacrifice. Like if I put in an hour or two in the evenings to apply, then it's something that will gain me so much more time back in the future. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah, for sure. And then UGC is like a lot of people think UGC is extremely saturated, even though there's a big need for UGC creators and new ones to come in the industry. So how did you essentially separate yourself from other creators who jumped in and were competing for the same brands as you, maybe other girls that are similar age as you, 22, right? How did you separate yourself and actually attract brands like Meta and huge names that you've worked with so far in the past to you to work with you?
yeah, I'd say the main things are, I mean, when it comes to like portfolios, definitely putting in statistics. A lot of people will upload their pretty videos, but they won't say what the actual statistics of that video were. Like, you know, what was the ROAS? What was the whatever? Like, I think I put once, because one of my videos got 34 times ROAS, which is like obviously quite a lot. And so I stuck that on my portfolio, and that was very, very helpful. So literally showing what you can do, also practicing, because yes, there's a lot of UGC creators, but some of them are very much stuck in like the pretty aesthetic shots, which for some things can work, but a lot of people, they want like genuine, authentic videos. So getting really good at that. And yeah, just tapping into whatever I'm particularly knowledgeable about. For example, I've got pets, I live in the countryside, I like wellness, anything that I'm knowledgeable about, I would whack that in the pictures as well.
I like that. And then considering like all the brands you've worked with and how long you've been in the industry, what was your like highest paid month you made as a UGC creator?
Mm-hmm. The highest I it was 7K, 7.5. Yeah, it was around there, which was very awesome. A very, very cool point to get to. And that's
Ah,
not dollars, that's pounds. Yeah.
okay. So 7.5 pounds. Let me do the conversion here. Pounds of $2 for our American audience listening. That's about $10,000, I believe. I
Yeah, I
believe
think so.
that's around $10,000. So you basically hit a $10,000 month. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's ten
it's
thousand
hard.
dollars.
It's like, it sounds a lot better when you're conversing it. So I'll just keep
Yeah,
conversing
it does.
it
Oh my
now. So
gosh, how
yeah.
does it feel? How does it feel? That's amazing though. 10K months. Most people don't even hit this. Like, how does it feel to be able to do this, especially as a 22-year-old girl who just left her 9 to 5 job?
Yeah. I mean, at first, I genuinely didn't even process it. Like, I was talking to like a friend of mine, and I was like, oh, yeah, like, on to the next goal. And she's like, Annalise, whoa, take a moment to appreciate. And I've never been like particularly money centered. So it kind of just went over my head. But then I thought about the opportunities that opens for me, like how much I could travel with that, how much I could, you know, take my mum out to lunch or something. So yeah, it was a really nice
That's
realization. And it's just powerful to know like I can do that. I don't need a boss or anyone. I can just do it myself.
That's amazing. And then when it comes to like how your life has changed, you mentioned, hey, it's easy to take your mom out for lunch, or coffee. How else has your life changed, especially around travels or upcoming plans? Like, what are you cooking up?
Yeah, I mean, with like lunches, I literally got paid the other day to go out to lunch with my mum three different like
Really?
points, which was awesome. It was part of like a content shoot, so that was very cool. But yeah, I mean, it just gives me the freedom to travel. I mean, I'm I'm the friend that's like, you'll see me on a Wednesday afternoon and I'll just be somewhere random, and that's very cool to me. I'm so grateful for that. Getting to travel to Indonesia soon and didn't have to ask anyone for time off. and I can just jump back into my work afterwards. So yeah, it opens up a lot of doors, definitely.
That's amazing. And what does your mom or family and friends think of this like mysterious source of income that you're making on the internet?
I don't know if I think my mum understands it now that she has gone with me to UGC shoots. I think she's seen the process of the videos and understands it. My boyfriend definitely doesn't understand. He kind of is like, I think she films videos for people. But he's always like, every time he sees like how much I've been paid for a brand, he's like, tell me more. I'm interested now. So yeah, it's a bit of a mix.
That's nice. Yeah, it's kind of hard sometimes, like talking to family members and friends, it's kind of hard to explain it a little bit, but sometimes I'm like, no, phone, me send video to brand. They use it on their own page. Done.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. It's pretty simple when you get it, but yeah, I just say the same thing. I'm like, look, brand sends me product. I say good product because I've used it and it's great. I send brand back video. I don't have to post it on my socials. They pay me.
There we go. That's what I do for a living. Amazing. But yes, that's so cool. And then a lot of people they think that UGC is just they think it's just the pitching and just the creating. But there's a lot more underneath the surface when it comes to actually building a 10K per month UGC business. That's quite impressive because most people don't hit that, right? Most people in the industry, they start their first month, they're like, hey, this doesn't work for me because they don't have the right systems, and then they stop. So what like insights did you learn about like your content and even creating content to make sure that it actually converts to help you land results, case studies, and then more clients over time?
Yeah, I guess again, like, of course you do film the videos and stuff, but I think it gives you a lot of different skills because now that I know how to film, like UGC has taught me how to film for brands, obviously, but now I can also carry it out for my own projects. I mean, like if I ever wanted to launch my own products, for example, I've got skills now, and also to build up my own personal brand as well. I think I don't know, it bleeds into a lot of different areas, so it's really, really helpful. To be fair, it's a good skill to have.
Absolutely, because when you go viral for some brands or when you generate results, it's really easy to transfer that skill set into multiple different brands and multiple different pages and different opportunities that you have because it's a skill set that you're building. A lot of people they don't see underneath the UDC tree is this skill set of content, if I can speak, content, and then learning how to like influence people to take action, right? Because that's what a UGC video is. Hey, take action and buy this product after this video, or think about it at the very least, right? So that's the skill set in itself.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I've been able to do the same thing. Like, for example, I have like a digital product for something completely unrelated to UGC, but I'm able to use the skills that I learned with UGC to use CTAs and drive people to links in my bio and things like that. So yeah, it is a very good skill to have, I think, in general content creation.
Yeah, for sure. And where do you think the industry is going, the UGC industry?
Also, I saw loads of people talk about like AI and stuff like that, and I used to get so worried. But from speaking to a lot of people and looking at the videos created, I think it would just become more valuable than ever to be a good UGC creator. I think the industry will keep growing, and it might change formats or the way that they like, because sometimes they like yapping videos, sometimes they like more polished and B-roll, but I think it'll always be there. I think it's always needed, and it will become more important, especially if AI does increase for like genuine authenticity.
That's interesting because I think one of the reasons why UGC is so valuable and needed right now is because of the rise of AI. Because if you
Yeah.
dig deep into what AI means, it just means fake robot generated content, right? Fake robot. UGC, real authentic people. They are the exact opposite. So it's very ironic, to think that AI is going to take over the industry because maybe, yeah, there's some companies that they'll run AI ads and they'll work, but I don't think it's going to be every company, especially a skincare company that has a 30-year brand, right? They've been here for 30 years. They built a ton of raging fans. And they use AI, fake AI models talking about their product and how it changed their life, right? That's a very different story. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's an
Yeah.
amazing insight.
I hope so. I mean, yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't buy skincare off of an AI avatar just because I'd rather buy it from a real person. So yeah, hopefully. I think they're going to remain separate. Obviously, AI can be used in some regards, I guess, to create quicker and cheaper copies. But yeah, I think authenticity will become more valuable.
Yeah, I like that. And then what's next for you, Annalise? You hit an amazing milestone with your UGC business. What are maybe some goals that you have moving forward, maybe with your business, your life that you kind of want to move forward on achieving, essentially?
I would like to definitely build a life of balance. I would like to keep increasing and scaling with the UGC, of course. To maybe hit a £10,000 month as well. So maybe like $15,000. I would like to keep doing that so that I can do the cool stuff. Like me making money in that area means doing more traveling, taking my mum and family out more, and being able to support myself to do my hobbies like writing books. So yeah, I definitely like to do that. And again, like conversation we've had is wondering perhaps starting to look at the next step after UGC. Like, would I want to continue down that path so I can do more stuff like that? Would I want to take it further? Yeah, I don't know. Lots of room to expand and have a think.
For sure. I like it. Yeah, there's a lot of options, and make sure you make that decision. Make sure it aligns to you and your core, you know? And it seems like you do want that life of balance, which is totally fine. How can you achieve that, you know? Um, and then overall, how valuable or important was having mentorship in this transformation?
Yeah, I think it was great. I mean, like, obviously, there's the practical side of it, people helping you know what systems to use and auditing your emails and your portfolio. But also, most importantly, is like mindset. I think it's very easy to kind of scroll on social media and be like, oh, I made a 7K month, but this, 12-year-old has made 1 million a month. And then you're like, so it's nice to have someone who like keeps your mindset positive, keeps you like powering on, and also the community within mentorships as well. So yeah, I think it's pretty invaluable.
Would you recommend this path to other creators who are looking to get started inside the industry?
Yeah, I would say if you're willing to dive into UGC and actually give it your all and like really, really commit, I think it's a great path because you're sort of signifying, I'm doing this now. I'm actually doing this. I'm committing to another person and we're going to, help each other out here. So yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, you got to be committed. Otherwise, it's not going to be worth it at all. You have to be ambitious around this commitment. I resonate with that. And then, Annalise, you mentioned mindset multiple times. Like your mindset has changed. What's the biggest mindset lesson you learned? Maybe that you could tell anyone listening that's looking to go through something similar, a mindset shift similar.
I think I saw a lot of people always achieving success, and I thought, why can't that be me? And then the question is literally, why can't it be you? Do you know what I mean? Like, why can't it be you? I think, yeah, a lot of times I've kind of excused myself, like, oh, they had better circumstances and they had this and this and this. But I'm extremely lucky. I'm a very fortunate person. There's no reason why I couldn't do it. And now I have done it. So yeah, I'd say the mind shift was definitely like realizing those people that I saw being successful and happy can be you. Like it can be you.
Yeah, for sure. And then Annalise, it's been a wonderful podcast. You dropped a lot of good stuff as well. A lot of golden nuggets on here for beginners and maybe even more experienced creators looking to like grow and scale to where you have. So how can people like connect with you on social media?
Yeah, so I mean I'm under the profile, it's literally UGC by Annalise. So I'm on there and posting bits of content all of the time. You might see my name floating around because I'm publishing books recently. So Annalise
Really?
yeah, I love writing books. So hopefully my name will pop up more and more there as well.
Barnes and Noble.
I mean, that's the goal, isn't it? That's on the vision board.
Yes, amazing. Annalise, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Maybe we can hop on again and do another recap of where you go with your future goals in the future, but overall from today. Yeah, you spilled a lot of good stuff, and I look forward to our next conversation.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.